much, Mr. Chairman and Madam Administrator. Thank you for being here. I should just start by mentioning that the first job I had out of college was at the EPA in Washington, D.C.
Really?
And I left to pursue other interests, and here I am back again with you, but it's nice to see you. And welcome, and thank you for your service. I wanted to ask about hydraulic fracturing, but for context, I just wanted to call your attention to the work at the Institute for Strategy and Competitiveness at the Harvard Business School. Michael Porter and Jan Rivkin have done a study of what would make the United States the most competitive place to do business in the world. They've identified a lot of things we've heard about, like highly skilled immigration, immigration of highly skilled individuals, corporate tax reform, overseas profits, international trade, simplifying and streamlining regulation, improving communication and energy infrastructure, creating a sustainable federal budget, and the responsible development of American shale gas and oil reserves as an important component of competitiveness worldwide. So first I wanted to ask you a little bit about, do you think that it's possible to develop these reserves responsibly? Is that EPA's position?
I believe so.
And if so, tell me a little bit about what you think the approach should be. And I want to give you a little bit of time because I feel like I didn't get, you were interrupted sometimes when you were trying to give these answers. What should be the approach to the development of this? I'd ask you to touch on two things in particular. One is obviously water and water supply and quality, but also the emission of gases, including VOCs and methane, which is a super pollutant. And then also how you would avoid double regulation, because I understand there's other agencies in the Federal Government that may be doing things that are overlapping or inconsistent.
And there's a lot of State governments working on this issue as well. I would, first of all, want to agree with you about the importance of the expanded natural gas availability. It has been a game changer in many ways, and it is important for our national security as well as our continued ability to have all these energy resources available to us. So I think what EPA has been doing is in two ways. One is the President's been very clear about the fact that natural gas and its availability has been incredibly important to the country, but it also needs to be done safe and responsibly. And I think the committee knows that we're working on a very large project with other agencies of the Federal Government to look at water quality challenges or implications associated with hydrofracking and new unconventional oil and gas exploration. We're in the middle of that study. Again, that's very robust. We've done a lot of outreach, webinars, and we're gathering as much information as we can, doing technical workshops. We expect that a draft will be out for peer review in the end of 2014. So we're tracking those issues as well as responding to individual States when our technical expertise is being requested. States are also the first line of responsibility in water quality. So we want to work in partnership with them to make sure that they're able to meet their own needs and fulfill and get answers to their own questions when they arise. On the air quality side, we have a couple of things happening. We have actually already put out an air quality standard to address methane from emissions related to natural gas facilities, natural gas exploration, in particular fracking, at which time there are a lot of VOCs emitted. We can capture those. With that comes the methane. It can be reused, and there is an ability to actually move forward in a very cost-effective and actually profitable way to start gathering that methane as we're capturing the volatile organic carbons. We're looking at some other questions that have been raised about what else we should do, and we're looking at those issues, again, working in concert with other agencies as well as States and local communities. So while hydrofracking has raised concern about whether it can be done or is being done safe and responsibly, EPA is working with States, local governments, and the industry to make sure that we understand how to answer those issues effectively from a science perspective and in a way that continues to maintain the availability of inexpensive natural gas that strengthens this economy as well as helps us reduce air emissions.
And I appreciate that. I think that seems like a reasonable response. And one thing I'd ask you as a someone who practiced environmental law for a long time,
Yes.
is please do what you can to work with the administration so we don't have overlapping and potentially inconsistent regulations. Very frustrating for the public. And we want to be done responsibly. We also want it to be done in a way that people can understand. Again, thank you for being here, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.